Welcome to ClassTag. In a short overview, you will see all the major features and functions and how you can get started getting amazing support from your parents and earning rewards while doing it. So here I'm a teacher in my ClassTag class, and first we're going to go through all the various communication features you have. So at the top of your home feed, you see Share a Story, which is a fantastic way to quickly share any pictures, videos, files, and you can even drop a short message, and you can change the title right here if you like. You can share these pictures and videos with the whole class, or you can select individual families that will be receiving this information. Once you do post that, you see all this posts right below in your home feed. You can see for every one of them which families have seen it, which one hasn't, by family. So you have a complete visibility. And then you can continue to scroll down. You can also pin some of these post if you like them to stay on the top of the feed. You will see right here, which is pinned the field trip. So it is at the top right above my header image. The other cool feature for communications is announcements. So to access announcement, you'll click on this key action button, the plus. You will go into here, and you typically would use announcement for something more formal or long form, where you can write a subject line, your message. You can set the time you wanted to send. Again, attach various pictures, videos, and documents. You can pin it on top of the feed, and this announcement, similar to the story, will be posted in the home tab. And with ClassTag, all of these communications will be automatically transformed into SMS or email according to parents' preference, and they will be also automatically translated into parents' preferred language. We currently support over 50 languages, and I'll show you in a moment where you can find that. All right, so the other key communication feature, which is something that's probably used the most often with ClassTag, is the individual communication. Whenever you need to reach out to individual parent, a family, or any combination of parents in your class. We call it conversations, and you can write a new message right from here. In order to do that, you will quickly select either the whole family, let's say Bobby's parents, or you can only select, maybe you want to do this vlog right here. You click next, and you will be writing a message. As you're writing a message about Hisham here, and who's not feeling well. Let's say Vivilog has the language set to Spanish. She will be receiving communications in in Spanish, and you will be getting it back in English. So you can be talking back and forth, and all of the communications will be translated automatically. All right. The other bit that is loved by our amazing teachers is all of these organization and calendaring capabilities. It all starts from simple things such as events, and events can really be anything that has a date assigned to it. So it can be a test, for example, and then we'll set it to the whole school day, and it will go right into the activities feed that I'll show you in a second. So let's say, oops, we have a test for ELA coming up. We can put in some details, location, etc. We can preview to make sure the time is correct. It's a pretty early test, as you can see right here. And then you'll click done. After you click done, you will notice a couple of things. So one is, we'll let you know if there are any automatic reminders that are related to this activity. In this case, there would not be any automatic reminders other than traditional newsletters that we'll get to in a moment. And at that point, you are able to choose whether you want to push out this information to parents via email or SMS according to their preference so that they know about this event right away, or you want to wait for some of the automated things such as weekly summary or newsletter that's being sent. And only have it posted in the activities feed. If you want to keep it in the activities feed, you'll click I'm done. Otherwise, you can announce it and it will be pushed out. It automatically takes all of this information. Click preview, you click send, and two things happen in this case. One is we just posted the announcement about this event. So it went into the home feed. It was pushed out proactively as SMS or email. And then you see this little bell here. It means there is a new event created. So you can see it right here. Events can also be much more complex and allow you to coordinate various volunteers and get items and RSVPs. And let's say you're organizing a class party or some other activity. So you can click right here to require RSVP. You can add all types of different volunteers. Maybe it's, let's say you're scheduling something like library days and you want to volunteer once every 2 weeks. And so you can create an event that's going to be called library days, and then you will put a volunteer request for every 2 weeks. But here you can request items, you can change the number, maybe you want 5 people to do this, etc. And it will go into activities tab as well. If you're looking to add volunteers, such as simple volunteer requests for chaperones, activity leaders, etc., you'll go with volunteer requests, specifying the number of volunteers you need. And then parents can sign up with one click very quickly. To do items are essentially item requests for anything parents need to bring in. And one of the really loved features is parent-teacher conference. It's super, super easy to schedule. Once you try it once, you'll fall in love. So take a look at scheduling real briefly here. So we'll pick the first date. Let's say it's November 15. And then from that point on, we can select duration of the slot. Let's say it's 15 minutes. And we can automatically keep adding the slots we need. Maybe we'll take a break right here and right here. Then you can move to the second day it is scheduled. Maybe it's going to be even a day that is a week from then. The duration is automatically remembered. Okay, we have 9 time slots, 9 students. We can have fewer time slots than students. Sometimes you might only want to meet with certain number of parents, and that's fine too. In this case, we have the same number. We have a name and location, preview, all looking good, done. And then here you see that there would be included in the weekly summary. Parents will be reminded based on their status. So if nobody from a family signed up, we'll remind them, etc. And again, you have an opportunity to announce it right away. So push this information proactively to parents or click I'm done. And in this case, we'll wait for automatic reminders to kick in. From parent standpoint, they will be able to click choose a time slot. And they will see all the available slots. They can sign up by clicking on the button. As a teacher, you get to assign parents. Sometimes maybe parents signed up on a paper at the beginning of the year or in some other method, or maybe verbally you guys agreed with them. That's assigning is the feature that allows you to quickly get this done. So you will click Let's say we want to click on Emily's parent right here, and boom, that parent is assigned, and it's very quick and easy. Then they will be reminded to ensure that everyone shows up. And last bit I'll share about activities is you might want to take a look at the settings. You can see who isn't signed up. You can print schedule. Parents and you as well can add it to your personal calendar so it syncs with your phone. And then you can add any announcements at a later point. Maybe you don't get enough participation or there's anything that changes. You want to edit the events so you can do it right from here. Fantastic. Well, let me get into weekly summary just for a moment so you guys can see how that works. The magic of weekly summary is that it sort of writes itself. And the way it works is that by default it's set for Friday at noon, but you can choose any combination of times and dates that fits your communication schedule. You can keep coming back to the weekly summary if you would like to use the custom message field. And you can keep writing um, some some text and adding to this. You can maybe later on you would have different sections that you want to add, etc. You just will click save the summary so it's retained. And then what happens is that you can do, you can click on preview email. You can see how that looks. And one of the magic things about the weekly summary is that it automatically pulls all of the activities that you have scheduled for this week coming up. And it really allows you to have a summary part of it, which will allow you to see what are the things mentioned in the top and what happened prior week. And then at the bottom, you have the upcoming week at a glance. So let's take a look at the archive, and you can see how many families have viewed it to give you a sense of the reach. And so in this case, this was one of the previous weekly summaries, and there is a little calendar right here that's automatically pulled with the key dates. And what's happening there, which is personalized to every parent, so they know exactly what's coming up as it pertains to them. You can see one last interesting bit about communications, which is this suggestion right here. So we do know that unfortunately, no matter how you communicate, there are still parents who wouldn't necessarily see all of the communication. So we allow you to click right here to print a copy. In this case, we send a test ELA announcement, and we know that these three families haven't seen it. So you have a suggestion to print this directly here. You can dismiss it, and you see other suggestions for the families who haven't seen the last weekly summary, etc. So this is really to help you reach parents in any and all channels, and all of these suggestions that don't end there. So in addition to seeing individual analytics or individual status for how parents reading various communications, you can also go to stats page, which is a roll-up dashboard of all of the various communications and activities. So in this case, by family, we can see, Ashley's family has volunteered 4 times, and they are reading everything. They're visiting the website many times, and they read 100% of announcements. So you can really get a really good understanding of where you stand with engagement. And of course, you can take action and send them a message if they haven't been as engaged. Fantastic. Well, the going up from here, as you are going about communications, helping you reach every parent and helping you save time, you also earn rewards. And every month, for our engaged teachers who are improving communications with ClassTag, you will get a deposit to your balance. Up to 500 coins currently, but it can change, increase over time. And you can learn more about how to earn rewards, but fundamentally, it's about improving communications and using ClassTag for the various features you've seen, and then parents obviously reading and participating. So here we have some exciting rewards from our partners. And that we were able to put together. It's a constantly growing and changing list. We are trying to make it um, as great as possible to support our amazing teachers. You can see some examples here. Let's say this is a fun pack for your classroom, and what you would do, you would click here to redeem coupon, and you will be um, oops, I don't have enough. I'm asked to refer a teacher friend to earn some points. And I can do that right here as well as at the top, and that helps me earn the coins quickly. So these are the major features. And the only last bit that I wanted to spend a second on, if you haven't invited your family yet to ClassTag, let's take a look quickly at how you can go about it. So once you just join, you have a completely empty directory. So you have a few things that you can do here. Once you can add a teacher, or to be precise, add as many teachers as you need for your class. It can be your co-teacher, maybe specialty teachers that you want to join you, etc. And then for inviting parents, you have a few options. The fastest way to add parents is, of course, if you have a spreadsheet where you have students, student names listed, and then parent emails. Up to 4 emails will allow you to directly upload, and you will copy and paste from a spreadsheet or Google Sheet right into here, and this will automatically connect all the families and generate an invitation for them. And once any parent contact is in ClassTag, they'll start receiving communications right away, even before they accept it. That's one of the cool things to make sure that no parent is left behind, and they're really in the loop of what's happening. If you don't have this nice table laid out in this format, you can also copy and paste just the first column, which is the student roster, and that would automatically generate a student list. And then from there, you have a couple of options. One option is you can manually go in and add an email or a phone number. And you can also select the language in which you would want a parent to receive communication, starting from the initial invite. So maybe you know that some of the families are Chinese, and you want them to start receiving communications right away in that language. You can also come back here later and change the language if you haven't done so right away. And you can also print parent codes, and you can again select different languages if you want them to be printed. All right, so maybe any combination of languages like this, you hit print and you'll get PDFs with individual codes for each family to join, and you can send them back in backpacks and get families connected. It's a fairly simple instruction. They'll go to classtag.com/activate and input their code, and then they will get connected. At any point in the future, if you change your class roster, maybe you have some kids joining or some kids leaving, you can click right here To remove a student, you can click right here at the bottom to add a row and add a new student to the class. Well, that's about it. Hope you found this quick overview helpful with all the key features and functions. And have a wonderful year ahead, improving communications, and we're excited to team up for teachers and support you. Thank you.